What's up, y'all? AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network, back with another video for you guys. So today, I figured I'd give y'all just a quick sneak peek at how it works in the Clean Biz Network. So every week inside of the Clean Biz Network, I do a special weekly call every single week where we hop on Zoom and they can ask me any questions. All the CBMers can ask me any questions that they have for me live on Zoom. But on this past week's call, only one person joined, but it was some good content nonetheless. She had some great questions, especially about the lead generation service that I think a lot of you will have questions about. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and share the footage of that call, and then you guys can check it out. So hopefully you like it, get some value from it, and let's check it out. Here we go.
Headed to the top, ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. Don't flash it for. I'm on my grind, not no motherfucking fashion show.
What's up, Shalay? How you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. How I sound? 'Cause that was my first time trying to switch it from like audio, like from my microphone to the computer, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're real good. You're clear.
Perfect, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into these leads since I got you here. Nobody else is here anyway, right?
Cool.
All
Cool.
right, what we got?
So here's my thing. Clearly, I looked back on my starter kit to finish some courses, and I saw that you had posted a new thing about the starter kit buyers, right? So that helped a lot. Clearly, I don't want any money back. I want leads so I can A, practice, right? And
Right.
B, continue having that money cycle. If I already gave it, it's already, I'm not going to say a loss, but it's already gone. I just
Right.
want my money to work for me, right?
Yep.
So here's my thing. I talked to Belle,
Okay.
and she had gave me a recording. And that was supposed to be, I guess, AK the bonus lead. Because remember, I know you got a lot on your plate, so I'm just going to refresh your memory.
Yeah, please
But
do.
I signed up my starter kit. I didn't know that you, because I selected a whole bunch of different businesses, but you had basically advised that if you don't want one particular, I guess the apartment leads was the easiest ones for them to get.
Right.
And so basically I know now if I, purchase in the near future, don't put, apartment leads if that's not what I want. Cause I thought it was going to be a variety of them, right? I
Right.
selected the variety. I'm thinking I'm getting at least one of each that I selected, right?
Right.
Okay, so that has been set in stone. I know what to do now. However, we had discussed, and it was supposed to be, I guess, an AKA a bonus lead, which is basically we got you the 3 that you paid for. However, this one is just on the books for us since, I guess she didn't get to see your email before time with the
Right.
third lead that she owed me. Okay,
Right.
so the bonus lead, I'm listening to the recording, and the lady sounds completely hesitant. Uncertainty is all in her voice. So I
Mhm.
reached out to Belle before I even went. I said, are you sure this lady really wants somebody to come? It sounds she's asking you all these questions, but the questions was like, who are you again? No, I think we're good. It was so like that, right? So the person is still prolonging them to, um, still have us come, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Making a long story short, I happened to go earlier than normal because I had a appointment, and the person, it looked like my first appointment was supposed to be on the 14th of
Right.
this. I went, it looks like the office has been closed for months. Okay. I listened to the recording. I guess the guy was very saying that, we can come or whatnot. So I can understand y'all can't see these people face to face. I
Right.
get that. I didn't make no contact. Okay, let's replace it. I'm good to go, right?
Right.
Well, since I had more time, I ended up going to different businesses, and then it was on my way. So I went in and said, hey, we have an appointment. I introduced myself. We have an appointment on this day. However, I'm here early. If you would like for me to provide you with a quote, I can do it early, or I can come back at the scheduled time that you had agreed, for me to come.
Mhm.
That's the one who had the hesitation in her voice from the beginning. She was like, no, I don't know why you came. I don't understand. I told them, yeah, after a while, but I had already told them that we did this stuff before time because I only heard the last part of the call.
Right.
And that was already uncertain at the last of the call. So I guess my question is, A, when we hear a call and we know it's not a good one, is protocol still to show up, let them tell us no, and then come back and tell y'all?
It
Or
It
Okay.
is because there has been times in the past where people would think it's going to be a bad one based on how it sounded, but then they show up and it was actually a good lead. So it is still protocol, but you definitely feel free to, like, if you hear uncertainty in the voice, definitely email Bill ahead of time. Like, listen, this one don't sound like it's good. I'll still go ahead and go, because if you don't go from our end, it's like, well, you didn't even try, so why should we replace it, right? You know what I mean? Because
Right. Absolutely.
and then also that recording that you hear, like you said, it sounds incomplete. That's because it is. So we only send a copy of when we call back to confirm. We don't send a copy of the initial sales call. Number one reason for that is because we don't basically want to give away our juice, right? Our sauce, secret
Sure.
sauce, or what we say on that sales call, right? So
Sure.
that's really the number one main reason why we don't send that original call out. So when you hear it, all you're hearing is Bell or the guy Rams I have now who confirms calls too. One of them calling back saying just trying to get a quick confirm and then get off the phone quick, because we don't want to hold them too long. The people already, be busy and be mad that we calling them so much anyway.
Right.
So they try to keep it as short as possible.
Okay, that's fair. So I understand that process, because that was going to be my next thing. I'm like, are y'all just calling these people and saying, hey, we're in your neighborhood. We're going to set you up with a quote. Okay. Like, that's how it sounds, right? Clearly
Right.
from looking in.
Yep. So
But
what they should be doing, and actually let's just listen in. Let's see exactly how it's going these days, because I haven't checked on them lately. But the salespeople should be doing is they should be I gotta figure out which folder it's in. It should be in this one. They should be calling and asking to speak that specifically to the person who's in charge of hiring the cleaning company. They
yes,
shouldn't just be setting an appointment with the first person who picks up the phone. And I know that they definitely, because at the end of the day, they're working on commission. So
sure.
obviously they hungry to get it, and obviously they know the rules to set the appointment with the person who's supposed to be in charge of hiring and cleaning. But I understand they get desperate sometimes, so it will go that way. But let's see.
So the thing is, they did repeat the name. My thing is not to get nobody in trouble, clearly, right? My
Right,
thing
absolutely.
is paid for. And with that being said, you explained to me basically that's only the second call that I'm going to hear as confirmation, because you're not going to give out that information, which completely makes sense from a business aspect, all the above. So I get that. Thank you for explaining that.
Absolutely.
However, when I purchased the three, the one on the 14th, nobody was there. It looks like nobody's been in the thing for months. Belle said she was going to replace that. I'm fine with that. Okay. There was another one that I'm supposed to go to that I went to today.
Okay.
I went to her. It was a complete fail. She was like, no, we're not. I guess it ended up being, I spoke to Tina, which was the point of contact. However, I guess her bigger manager was like, we do apartment make readies ourselves. We don't need you. So there was nothing done when I went into that appointment today at all either. It was like a walk-in and a walk-out. Okay. So that's basically two out of the three that weren't even touched. They didn't even give me the time of day. I introduced myself, but she had stated something funny. She said, well, I didn't know what I was even having you come for. It went so fast. That's the comment that she made. That's why I was asking you, how are these calls being done? You know what I mean? Because she looked at me, she was like, I didn't know. Because I was like, well, I have a recording. Clearly you were okay with me showing up, right? That was my next pitch. And she goes, honestly, they were talking so fast, I didn't even know what it was for.
Right.
So I was like, all right, that's wasting my time, but clearly I can't say that, right? So that's number two. So at this point, I'm actually discouraged / frustrated, right? So the next one that I'm supposed to go to is on the 17th. Okay. So I called them and I said, hey, just want to let you know I'm in the area, introduce myself. I'm in the area before I drive out there, before I actually, before I go in, can I, ask if I can do your quote early? They knew exactly who I was. They were ready for me. They were just basically, in a nutshell, they were too busy today. Okay, I completely get it. I'll still be there on Friday. Boom. Right. So my thing is, when I talk to Belle, I think it's hard trying to translate, especially when it comes to any type of messages or emails, if you can't directly talk to somebody, right? She basically replaced the dental one that the lady, the bonus one. She replaced that one and was like, okay, well, here's another one for the one on the 14th. No. That's not correct. This is the same lady, the bonus one, that said she didn't even know who I was, why I even came, etc. So I told Belle, why would you set me up with another appointment when she clearly was very.
Right. So she tried to reschedule with the same one that you already said?
No, she rescheduled the same exact one, which was the different one. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not taking that. So I was like,
we won't be doing that. So what it sounds like to me so far is you got one solid one so far.
So that's going on the 17th, but I'm trying to explain to her that she really owes me two.
Correct. You still got two more.
No, she's saying that the dental one, that's an extra one, which I told her I'm not going to take because I've already made contact with her. It was already uncertainty, all the above. So that one needs to get replaced. And also the one today that basically she said that, you know, she didn't know what they were saying, things of that sort. So I know I'm all over the map. I guess I'm just really frustrated.
I'm making a note now because I know I'll forget quick. So I'm sending a message to Bill right now just to make sure I remember to let her know that you're owed two and not one. And,
right. Right. And then so for the 17th, I'm fine with that. But what she tried to do was say on the 17th that was my second one. I said, you can't say that that's my second one when I actually paid for that lead.
Right.
Like 17th hasn't even happened. I'm still 2 days out. So again, I don't know if it was like confusion. I don't like to talk to anybody as if, you know, hooked on phonics terms or anything else. So I'm like, well, maybe we're not on the same page. And honestly, you as a business owner, I'm not trying to reach out to you other than the time that's designed, right? Just because that's why you removed yourself from that to have other people deal with that. But when it comes to being hungry, like I understand they're hungry because they're commissioned, but this is something that I'm trying to do as generational wealth as well. Is, you know what I mean, and make something out of it just because I don't have time. But when it's wasting gas, when it's things of sort, and I'm trying to like articulate to you, like, look, this is not a good one. I need this happening. I guess that's where the confusion comes in at.
Yeah, and I think too, part of it is at the end of the day, they're foreigners, right? So that their first language is in English, and that's another hurdle that I have to deal with them. That's why
I never talked to Belle, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, right. And so I don't know if you noticed, like, but even in the emails, it's kind of she can appear to come off rude sometimes, but it's not that she's been rude; it's that she doesn't know how to.
Oh, she's never been rude.
Okay, good, because I've seen sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, Bill, you could have worded that a little bit better, but it's just the English thing. That's all. That's what it really is, their second language. So, but so here's what I got. So I got we owe you two. That's the first thing. So that one, I just sent her the message on that. Number two is I know that this is. I'm definitely considerate of it because I've used a lead generation service as well. And I can tell you now, out of maybe the 10 walkthroughs that I went on from them, 5 of them were bogus.
Okay.
To be honest with you. And so it's like, and that's how I process. It's just, that's why I'm very, very lenient on that of, hey, if it's wrong, let us know because we will replace it. Like we'll keep doing it until we get it right. Now, if I feel like somebody's trying to take advantage, and obviously we got to draw the line somewhere, but I know, you know what I mean? I know firsthand that, hey, it could be BS. And even if I can hear the person right on the phone agreeing with it, and then I'm going to meet them in person, that's where they don't know what happened. So, and it's like, and even when my wife was doing the confirming, and she's American, right? She speaks English, right? So even when she was doing confirming, we had those issues. So it's one of them things where I do my best to try to put a system in place to make sure that we can prevent it as much as we can, but it really just can't be prevented. And I've spoken to a guy who's owned this kind of service way longer than I have. He actually sold it after a while, but he said it's really no way around it. He says part of the business. So all I can do on this part is just apologize to you and replace it and just, warn you that be prepared for it to be the best lead you ever got, but also be prepared for it to be not even a walkthrough and we're just going to have to replace it. Also another thing. So you did call the one ahead of time for the next one, and I understand why, and I'm glad it worked out. But we do ask that you don't do that. And the only reason is because the caller calls, to schedule the appointment, right? The salesperson. Then Bill calls back and to confirm it. And sometimes she can't confirm it on the first try. She got to call like 2 or 3 times to finally get a hold of the person to actually confirm it. Because she tried to confirm it with whoever the caller set the appointment with the callers actually set an appointment with the actual decision maker, right? And so what she's supposed to do, but I don't know if she's doing that. And you can tell me this because based on what you listen to, what she's supposed to be doing now is asking them, are you the decision maker, or asking them, are you the person in charge of how the things come? Did you hear anything like that?
Yes. And
Okay.
that it was confirmed on all of them. That's why I said it's not my thing to get anybody in trouble. But what I
Right.
will say, I did read that right when it comes over, because you have it clear as day
Yep.
when you're listening to it. However, with
I get it.
that I done got out of 3,
Right.
I'm like, it's hot. And I'm in Texas, AJ. So I was like,
Okay.
this shit ain't gonna work. I have my
I
best
get it.
day.
I was like, I get why you doing it. So like, I ain't mad at you, but we do ask that you don't, because what'll happen is after they done called them about 3, 4, 5 times. It's like, if you call one more time, you know what? Just F it. No, you can't come no more. And we definitely had that happen before. So I ask that you don't do that in the future, but I get why you did it. You know what I mean? So, but again, I apologize, and I understand it. And I mean, you wasted your time and your gas. So I do apologize for it. And the best we can do is replace it. And that, if it gets to a point where you just like screw it, because I get that too. If you just like screw it, it's too many bad ones that ain't work. The good ones that finally do come through, I just want my money back. Then that's obviously definitely an option too. But I know we're not there yet with you, so but I just want to make sure that it's 100% clear, and you know what I mean. I want to make sure that you understand how everything works.
I don't give up too quick. So, like I said, the money's not the option. If that was the option, then I wouldn't have paid for it.
Absolutely.
I just want to get out there, get my feet wet, get this stuff to rolling. So it's not about the complaining. It's just thank you for explaining a lot of other stuff. It's more clear now. And I think it becomes a lot better when you're verbally able to talk to somebody so you can ask those questions. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you for pointing it out. And that's why I was like, you know what, definitely ask me on this call too when it's recorded. I might even upload this to YouTube just so everybody can know. Because like I was saying in the email, I got to repeat this probably at least once a month, whether it's out on YouTube or whether it's in the group somewhere when I was on Facebook. So it's nothing new, and I get the frustration. I do my best to woosah and try to, answer it patient, even though I gotta keep repeating it. But I get it, because like I said, I went through it, using lead generation. And it just happens. Even when I use Home Advisor, same issue. You know what I mean? So it happens, and we do our best to try to put quality over quantity, but again, they work for commission. So they want to still push quantity, and I get that too. So, but again, I apologize, and we're gonna do our best to make sure we get this right.
Yeah, none needed. Like I said, communication is key. So again, I appreciate you explaining that. Now, I have another question too. So basically, I know that nothing's just going to fall out the sky and it's going to fall in my lap and I'm just going to be the richest person tomorrow. However, I listen to like probably almost all your YouTube videos before even buying a starter kit. And so I feel like my verbiage is on point. I have listened to every detail you have said. I have laughed on most half of it because I just love your personality, because you remind me of myself.
Right. Thank you.
It was brought to my attention, from my husband, and he's like, you're just not a personable person, right? He was like, and people come off as energy, right? So I'm walking in, I'm smiling. Clearly you can't see that I'm smiling because I have a face mask, right? So I put a giggle in it. Look, I'm really smiling, guys. However, my face mask is on, blah, 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 right? He came up with, maybe I should have, and I know you have mentioned this in one of your YouTube videos about getting people to go out and actually go door to door for you, right? And I'm just wondering, should I start that process now or should I continue? I just don't want to pay extra money when it's a quick fix for me, right? So my husband knows me on another end versus me knowing me, right? So I'm going in, I'm putting my best voice on, I'm using my best vocabulary, I'm in it, doing firm handshakes, I'm doing it all. Got my best wig on, got my shirt on, you know what I mean? So I'm going in there with like, even if they tell me no, I'm okay. I don't take it to the next one. But I guess what I'm trying to ask you is, I just don't know if there's something wrong in my pitch. I'm going in there, I'm telling them exactly who I'm with. I'm telling them what I'm there for. When they tell me no off the bat, they already have a cleaning service. I'm like, okay, well, keep in mind, I do disinfecting as well.
Okay.
COVID-19, things are going on. If you need a quick call, I'm here for this too. We do, because my business name is multitasking, which means we do a little bit of everything, right? So the name speaks for itself. So I try to get them in, but sometimes they get annoyed. Okay, well, we already got somebody. Let me go. So when do I stop, right? Do I go off of their facial expressions? Do I go off of them just telling me no the second time, and or three strikes and you're out? Where do I stop?
So when you say where do you stop, you mean where do you stop when you're there, or where do you stop as that's what you mean?
Yes, right.
Exactly. And so I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm quick.
Okay.
If they ain't with it, on to the next because it's a numbers game. So I'm not in there trying to beg you for your business. I'm not in there trying to convince you of it too much. You know what I mean? I'm just in there to see if I could get a walkthrough. That's all I really want to get. Just get me a walkthrough with the person in charge. If I can't get that and y'all don't buy, because the more numbers you do, the more no's you get, you're getting closer to that yes. So, but the better answer to that question was when do I stop? Is really never, because even though you're gonna get out of that quick on the spot, they still going in the database so you can hit them up, in next month or the month after or 3 months from now. At some point, they're gonna get tired of your Chalet coming up in there. All right, Chalet, damn, come on. You know what I mean? Come on, do this walkthrough. You've been here 4 times already this year. You know what I mean? Or 3 times. So at some point, even if you're not getting the contracts, you still relationship building just because they know you persistent and you really want to clean them that bad because you keep coming back. So long-term wise, you never stop. But in the short term, stop quick. Like when they like, oh no, we got somebody, But and also let's make sure that we're saying the right things when we walk in there, right? So what I used to say starting off was, are you happy with your current cleaning company? And they would say, yeah, or whatever, right? But instead, the better question is, do you know who's in charge of hiring the cleaning company? Because the person at the front, they're just trying to get you out their face so they can get back to chilling, right?
Right.
So if you can just ask them who's in charge of it, that's getting them out the way for them, right? Because they don't want to deal with it anyway. So they're going to tell you, oh, that's Sherry over in accounting, right? You know what I mean? So make sure that you approach them with that question too, is do you know who's in charge of hiring a cleaning company? And if they can put you on with that person, even if you can't meet that person right then on the spot while you're there, at least you can say, well, do you have that card? Maybe I can call them later or get an email or something. Once you got that card, now they can go on your little spreadsheet. And I don't know if you saw my video when I made the spreadsheet. And just now you can hit them at any time. And a lot of times, if you get that card, I will call them. And if you can't get a hold of them over the phone, then just go ahead and email them and then let them know, hey, I'm in the area this week. I want to see if we could just drop by, provide you with a free quote for cleaning service. Won't take you 15 minutes. We just walk through, you show us what you need clean, and then we'll get out your hair, just provide you with the price. Would you be interested in having us come by? All right. So just make sure too that we go in there with the right intentions of not getting a customer, but just simply getting who's in charge of hiring a cleaning company and getting a walkthrough with that person.
Okay, and that's fair that you said that. So I did that when it came. It's this new company. I don't know if y'all are familiar with. It's like a clothing store, Burlington.
Yeah, absolutely.
Open. Okay, so 3 days open, right? Mm-hmm. I go in. I ask for the manager. The loss prevention person's like, "Who are you?" So I introduce myself, things of that sort, right? I was like, okay, facial expressions, right? So the guy comes out. He goes, I asked him, I told him who I was with. I handed him my card. Clearly, I had on my attire, so he knew I was legit, right? All the way to my face mask.
Right.
So at that point, he was like, okay. I said, do y'all currently have a cleaning company? And he said, we do. I said, the real question is, are you happy with them? So I made him laugh, right? He said, absolutely not. I said, okay, well, are you the one that makes the decisions? Because again, I listened to all your videos. I said, so are you the one that makes decisions? He said, no. I said, can you give me the number on who does? So he gives me the number. I call, the next day, next business day or whatever. Mm-hmm. Nobody answers, left a voicemail, and I checked in with them twice. So it's just like, do I just leave it there?
No, because you didn't get a hold of them. You got to keep calling until you get somebody. So definitely keep hitting that one up, because now you got the decision maker. Or at least you feel like you got, as far as you know, you got the decision maker, right? Until they pick up the phone and tell you somebody else, right? Yeah, that's possible. But for now, from what you know, you have a decision maker. So now you got to keep trying until you just get a hold of them. And so definitely keep calling that until you talk to somebody. And once you talk to somebody and they shut you down, then you can chill on it. But until you talk to somebody, definitely keep calling that one. And then also another one on that too. I just want to make sure that you visit that you ask if they have a cleaning company. And so I wouldn't ask that question because you know what I mean? Because it's kind of irrelevant to what you're trying to do. So let's just make sure we ask them who's in charge from the beginning, even though that worked out for you because you got in the laugh and everything, right? And you did get the ultimate information, but let's try, we want to jump straight to it if you can. And then also one last thing I was going to tell you too. because you said that your husband said that you're not a personable person, and that could be true or not. But I will say this: if that's true, I recommend you do more cold call then, because from what I can hear, you're very articulate, you speak well. So, and cold calling is just faster anyway over the phone. So
Sure.
I would recommend maybe try doing more of that. And if you could just dedicate, all right, if I do 20 calls, Monday through Friday, what is that, 100?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Damn, I can't do basic arithmetic.
And that new car, look, it looked like it do math for you.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
But and it actually don't detect in there is not as good as I expected. But anyway, so but yeah, so you got 100 right there in a week. And so then you just do that for the whole month. That's 400 calls. You mean tell me you ain't gonna get at least 1-2 walkthroughs out of 400? You know what I mean? So that's it. Just, that I would break it down to as simple as that, and maybe do more walkthroughs than do more cold calling versus going door to door.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah, and I'll start my spreadsheet on doing that tonight, because I did a couple today. Now I'm in the mix of still working and doing that as well too. I just found a way just to still meet my appointments and still do work, right? And still get paid for it, because I have to invest in myself before anybody else.
Absolutely.
So with saying that, I will definitely try the cold calling and see how it does. I also took your advice on going on Craigslist as well too. I did pay for 2 ads, one in the ad department, I guess, one in the housing.
Yep.
I got a couple of calls so far for that.
Okay.
I even got one by word of mouth from another person for a consistent Airbnb cleaning. So I have that appointment tomorrow. And then of course I have the one at the apartment complex on Friday. And then, I'll expect the other 2, but I don't know. I just want to make sure, because it's like I can practice what you say and what other people give me and make the perfect script, but it's when you get in front of them, it's a whole different other ball game, right?
Right.
And you're expecting for them to answer your questions in order,
right?
Right? Where you have a rebuttal, and I think that is where, oh my gosh, I have to get this comes in at, versus just letting it go a little bit more smoother. Because if they see you nervous, they're gonna be like, oh, this is her first rodeo, right?
Right.
The whole name of the game is to go in like professional, but I can definitely take that advice on the cold calling and see where that gets me.
Yeah.
I also did listen to you when it came to the Google My Business.
Yep.
So I guess you got to wait for a postcard and get like a verification code for that or something.
Right.
So I guess I'm just gonna wait on that. My next question is, would you really, and I'm not gonna say waste money, but would you go into having somebody do a professional website? Do you think that that would be a good marketing tool as far as being able to share the link and people can actually see the services? It's just like, this is all my startup cost, right? And I did everything through you just because I just don't like shopping.
Yeah.
Which may I say, shout out to you. Honestly, it had everything that I didn't even think of, all the way from the long cord when it came to the vacuum. There's stuff that you can buy to save money, AJ, but when this is your first rodeo, you don't think of the small stuff that can cause a catastrophe.
Right.
So thank you for all of that, and always responding and everything else too. I'm very happy with that. So I'm prepared, right? It's just I'm eager to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like I guess that's what I was really ready to hear, is basically just do something. So I guess the cold calling, because I know the cold calling, well, it saves on gas, and it's like they can't see your facial expressions or anything, right?
Right. And not to mention, I've run a whole lead generation service that gets hundreds and hundreds of leads every single month.
Yeah.
Simply off of cold calling. And the icing on the cake is my cold callers barely speak English. And if they can do it, I know you can do it better than them, right? You know what I mean? And also too, because that was a good point that you made about the script. When you in person and when you really in the midst of it, that stuff kind of go out the window when they start answering you all out of order and stuff. And so that's why, like, people will ask me for the script, right? Can I get a copy of the script? And early on, I used to be a little bit reluctant to give it out, but after a while, I just used to give it out because I was like, honestly, the script doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? If I cold call, I wouldn't use the script myself, right? I'm a professional cold caller. But anyway, I did write the script that I provide to my professional cold caller. But anyway, But the point is, like I said, the real main point, as long as you just remember the goal, and the goal is simply to get into and to get on the phone or speak to the person that's in charge of hiring the cleaning company and just schedule a meeting with them. As long as you remember that, the rest of that stuff is you know what I mean, neither here nor there. Like, you don't really need no script anyway. You know what I mean? But just
Right.
focus on that one goal. Let me know who's in charge. Let me get a meeting with them. That's it. And as long as you got that, all the rest of the stuff will come naturally. You'll be able to, you know what I mean? You'll navigate through it just fine.
Right. Okay. So for the one that I'm actually gonna do is a 2-bedroom. It is a 2-bedroom, I guess, apartment.
Okay.
She wants me to come and get a quote to her. I have clearly all of the stuff when it comes to your calculator, but I'm kind of nervous on it. So it's just like and I asked her, I said, are you looking for a deep cleaning every time? Just because it's so many people coming in and out and with COVID, right?
Right.
So she said basically she just wants like the linen cleaned, and I guess she's gonna go more in depth what she wants me to do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do Airbnbs that small, do you usually give a set price, or do you stick to your calculator and how many bathrooms, and if they want you to sweep and mop or do the ceiling fans, things of that sort?
Let me ask you this. You said it's people coming in and out with COVID. This is guaranteed, or you just saying 9 times out of 10 they probably somebody got it?
Well, it's an Airbnb. So what I'm saying with COVID going on,
Right.
yeah. So I didn't know whether to add as a bonus, right? I didn't know whether to add the spray because I got the disinfectant thing with you as well
Right.
as bonus, or do I just keep that aside? You know what I mean? So I guess that's 2 questions that I'm asking you. The first one is, do you use the calculator still off of residential, even though it's an Airbnb? Because she wants me to do this every single time somebody's coming in and out. And she's right by the airport. So this is every day.
Right. This is the thing. And from what I hear, so first thing, full disclaimer, right? Full disclosure. I've never done Airbnb, so really never had to price them. You know what I mean? So my experience and my thoughts on the pricing is coming from other CBN members on that.
Okay.
And also my logic. And my logic is telling me that I would price an Airbnb like a residential because you're kind of doing the same things. You're cleaning the house, you folding linen, you're throwing some stuff in the wash and dryer.
Right.
You know, you're making beds. So to me, it sounds like residential, but like you said, it could be a little bit different because whether they party hard and all that. So on this, I don't know. Honestly, I just don't know, because I will put it this way. If you're gonna do like the spraying and everything, I might charge them with the special bid and use the disinfectant formula, which is basically plug your square footage in and do it. Or this never fails. No matter what, whenever you're stuck with bidding, just go back to, all right, how long is it going to take me to do it?
Right.
Multiply that by how much I'm going to charge per hour. And so how much you're going to charge per hour is always at least double of what you'll pay somebody else to do it.
Okay.
You got it. So that's how that's probably the best answer I can provide on that. But it's kind of hard. And then also I want to make sure I point this out too. Airbnbs usually don't always pay the best. They are very competitive market, and they usually going with the low, from what I'm hearing. And also from what I see, because we book Airbnbs a lot, they don't seem to charge that much. Like I think most people get like $150 per clean. Something I've seen $200 one time, but usually the cleaning fee is not that much for Airbnb. So I don't know. I think you got to go with your best feeling on it, like what feels comfortable to you. And if you go to them and they tell you too high, ask them, well, what do you usually pay? And that way you'll get a better judgment, because they'll tell you.
She's the one that does it herself.
Gotcha.
And I went and actually scoped it out, right, on the page of Airbnb as if I was interested. I know she's paying, charging people $115 a night. There's somebody in there every single night. So her having the money I don't think is going to be an option. Not saying that I'm trying to go in and nickel and dime. However, if I'm having somebody go in and cleaning, I need to make sure they're compensated as well as me, especially when it's using my products as well too, right?
Right.
So sometimes you're just paying for convenience.
And so this is actually perfect then. She's the one doing the cleaning. You said she charges the cleaning fee of $115. Or
she charges them $115 a night.
to rent it.
Yeah.
So is she going to add more to that for the cleaning fee, or is she going to try to pay you out of that $115?
I guess in general, the reason why I brought that up is basically she has so much business. I don't think it's going to be an issue with me giving her a price on cleaning, because it's just more convenient for her to do it. She doesn't waste the gas. She doesn't have to do it because she doesn't even have a laundry. She doesn't even have a washer and dryer in her apartment. So I still have to take it out and go get her linen washed as well. So
That's big, actually. All right, but let me ask you this. So what I would do in this case is I would ask her, how long does it usually take when you clean it? Because
oh
that
god,
right there is the key to everything.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So just ask her straight. Do you have usually on average how long does it take you? To clean it? And so if she say maybe 1.5, 2 hours. Now you know you can base everything off of 2 hours. Then you do two
Got it.
hours times. You know what I mean? That's
Got
where
it.
I would start. I would just ask her how long it takes her to clean.
Yeah, that's smart. I didn't even think of that because that would probably, yeah, okay. Because she did tell me, she said she's very picky, and that we
Right.
would
Yeah.
more picky on her cleaning. And
Mm.
that's when I asked her, is she trying to do like a deep cleaning every time? You know, she said that Airbnb rules have standards as far as when they do have to get a disinfectant spray as well. So she gave me a lot of insight on it. And like I said, it was a reference off of somebody else. So
Right.
I'll let you know how that goes, just
Yeah.
so
Keep me
you'll be
posted on that.
comfortable next time. Yeah, but thank you for bringing up the hours on how long it takes for her to do it, especially when it comes to the laundry as well too, since it's not in house.
Right.
So okay, in a nutshell, I think I got it all out.
Okay.
I really can't think of anything off top. Of course, I'll probably have 1,000 questions later, and I'll just email you like I normally do, right?
Yeah, that's the way. I don't know, and everybody else had like it's so hard to reach me. I'm like, well, Shalay got it figured out, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm
I
like,
think I'm
and I
clear.
got you down to a science too. I'm like, okay, so he'll probably do it within 24 to 48 hours, but you got to be patient too. You can't expect somebody just to drop of a hat and just
I'm telling
respond
you,
to you. You're, got a whole business going on, just like everybody else. So I would think of all people, we would all or should understand that per se.
you would
Um,
think that, right?
you know how it goes. But okay, so I think I got some good stuff that I can go with. I guess I just need to, I don't know.
So cold
I
call, number
yeah,
one, as far as getting customers. We got you. We owe you two and not one, as
yes.
far as our leads. And then you're gonna ask about the time it takes as far as the Airbnb.
Yep. I got it all written down. Perfect. Well, to be continued, and I will let you know how the other one goes, the last one. And I really hope I get that one because that's a whole brand new luxury apartment complex
Right.
that they can be meeting with. So that should be very, very exciting. Even if I don't get it, the experience enough, I think is going to be good. Even if they tell me no, just because that will allow me to get all the jitters out and I actually get to use the tool and everything else too. And you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yep.
See what mistakes I made or what I can do better. So
Definitely.
cool. Well, I think that's all that I have, AJ. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you joining the call because apparently nobody else would have joined
That's
me.
fine. I like this one-on-one. I don't care. I will do
Right.
it. Like, hey, this one-on-one got me going, so I'm fine with that. And I just got insured and bonded.
That's what's
I got
up.
a really good deal off of that, so really excited about that.
Congrats. And it's crazy too. You say that because somebody emailed me the other day. They was, somebody thinking about buying in with the kid, and they was like, "Well, do you do one-on-one consultations too?" And I'm like, I mean, I do, but you probably shouldn't
Right,
pay for that. Just wait for the one
right,
call because it's damn near gonna be a one-on-one anyway. So
right.
yeah,
Right. No, it really helps, especially when I get to, because I'm like, okay, and I was telling my husband, I was like, I'm gonna talk to AJ this week, and you know what I mean? I can get it all out. So it just helps to know that you have a support system. If I have any questions off the base or whatever, I can get them answered at least once a week, if you're not answering emails. But yeah, I think I got it all in the bag, AJ. I appreciate you again. Congratulations on your new car.
thank you.
I'm pretty sure it's well deserved. Um, and I appreciate you always being available and/or contacting me right after, you know what I mean, with emails and stuff. It helps out to know, somebody has my back that has been in this industry for a while. And don't lie if you really just don't know something, right?
Right.
At least I can go to the group and be like, hey guys, y'all have this issue or things of that sort and wait for somebody to answer. But I really appreciate a non-bullshitter. Honestly, it goes further to me. But yeah, that works. But I
Absolutely.
will definitely give you an update on how all that goes in an email. And then if there's anything that you think of, from what I tell you in the email that I can do differently. I promise not to speech text next time, but I think I was more frustrated by driving. It just came all out. It's like I'm articulate, but the way that message looked, it
It actually wasn't even that bad. I definitely seen worse. So
I was, oh, okay. I was like, what, no commas?
it
What, no.
made sense. Nonetheless, some stuff I get don't even make sense. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So, okay, well, cool. So I will wait to hear from Belle on that and then go from there. And then if I have any other questions, then I'll definitely email you. And just thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
All right, thanks. You have a good night.
You as well.
All
Goodbye.
right, thanks. Bye. All right, y'all. So anybody watching the playback, make sure y'all join us on the next call. It's every Wednesday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, y'all. And the link to join is right in the email. When I send this mass email out of the replay, I also put a link to join for next week. So make sure you copy that link. This is what I recommend you do. If you can't keep up with it, just copy it, paste it into a memo pad. If you don't have a memo pad in your phone, download a memo pad app so you can always keep notes. Copy this link to join the call, paste it in your memo pad, and you can join us and talk directly to me just like Shalay just did. And also, if you can't do that, then just search the email, right? Just search out Clean Biz Network in your email and you'll find it and just pull it right back up. That's what I got for y'all. Talk to y'all next week. I'm out of here as soon as I figure out how to stop it.